Hey everyone, welcome to another review, and here's my review for the movie Cop Car. Yes, this is a very small movie, so I'm gonna go really quick with this movie, because I just randomly saw this movie, and I'm like, it kind of looks interesting, it's got Kevin Bacon in it, so I checked this movie out, and yeah, let's get started. The story of this movie, Cop Car, is about these two 10-year-old kids. Yeah, these two random 10-year-old kids are like wandering the forest and everything, and they find a cop car, and they think, hey, let's play with the cop car, and basically they ended up stealing the cop car. And little do they know, the cop car they're stealing is the sheriff. And the sheriff is kind of crazy, and the sheriff has done some bad things, and in the middle of them stealing the car, the sheriff is doing something very illegal, so after he's doing that, he has to go and chase after his own cop car. So basically, it's almost like, kind of like a chase sort of movie. These kids fooling around in a cop car, while the sheriff, played by Kevin Bacon, is trying to get his cop car back, and also not getting caught by his own police officers of all the illegal shit he's doing. And that's pretty much the gist of this movie, basically about a sheriff trying to get his cop car back from these two 10-year-old kids. And honestly, this movie was pretty damn good. I knew nothing about this movie going to see it, and I didn't even see a preview of it. I'm like, hey, Cop Car with Kevin Bacon. Is it good? I saw it. It's pretty damn good. It's not amazing. It's not like, oh my god, you have to run and see this movie. It's amazing. It's epic. No, it's not like that at all. I kind of appreciate, like, the first act of this movie. It's very atmospheric, and it's just about these kids, like, walking around, playing, and everything. And I give this movie that. This movie portrays little kids accurately. Like, I've seen some kids in, like, movies, like, they act like 30-year-olds. Like, they're not acting like real children. And these two kids actually act like kids. And, like, they fool around with the cop car and everything. That would be me if I was 10 years old. If I saw a cop car, I'd be fooling around with it, playing with the guns and the bulletproof vests and honking the horns and the sirens. That'd be so me at 10 years old. That'd probably be me at 23 years old, actually. What, I have issues. Still, anyway, it's a cop car, yes, awesome. And, yeah, basically the movie, Kevin Bacon chasing after the kids and dealing with his illegal kind of things. And I'm not going to spoil all the stuff he does, because I don't want to spoil a lot of things about this movie, but honestly, it's really good. I did enjoy this movie, I was invested in this movie, and Kevin Bacon was good in the movie. I found his performance really good. But the best performances actually went to the two kids, like these two 10-year-old boys were really good. I have no idea who these two actors are, but they're really good. I was actually rooting for them in the end. I wanted them to shoot the cop in the end, and I actually wanted them to get scot-free, and they're actually very compelling characters. And you kind of felt bad for them, and you wanted to see them get out alive. Like, God, they're dealing with a lot of crazy people, and honestly, all they wanted to do was have a little fun with the cop car. And they kind of had to pay the price for that one, but yeah. It was a really good movie. I found this movie, it was a good dramatic film in the first act, and then it became like a thriller in the second and third act, and it worked. It was really good. Like, there's a big final showdown in the third, like the last 20 minutes of the movie, and it's pretty awesome, pretty bloody, and pretty badass, and yeah, I was really into it, and like, Kevin Bacon at times, though, it gets a little over the top. His performance was good, but, like, he just does silly things in this movie. Like, he has, like, these weird, over-the-top facial expressions at times. Sometimes he's like, what the hell is he doing? And oh my god, he has hands down the funniest run I've ever seen in a movie. Like, I am not joking. I'm literally not overreacting on this. He literally runs like this in the movie. I am not joking. He runs like that in the movie, like he's running through the forest. I'm like, is this meant to be a joke? Like, literally, like, I was supposed to laugh at that? If it's meant to be taken seriously, yeah, it didn't work. It was hilarious. It was more funny than Liam Hemsworth's run in Paranoia. Okay, not to make fun of this movie, because, yeah, I wanted to make this quick. This movie is just a really small, good, dramatic thriller. The performances are good. It is very intense at times. It's very thrilling, especially in the last act. It does drag a bit. You can get a little dull at times, but it's a well-shot movie. It's a well-edited movie. It's pretty thrilling, especially in the second and third act. Performances by the kids are good. Kevin Bacon's a little silly and has a really silly run, but he's good. He looks like he's having fun with this movie, and I did enjoy this movie. Okay, there was one thing I really hated about this movie, like, I actually hated, is the ending. The ending I hated. I'm actually going to spoil the ending at the end of this review after I give the rating. And yeah, after I give the rating, just turn this video off if you don't want me to spoil the ending. So, because I'm going to spoil it because it kind of annoys me. But yeah. Anyways, wrapping up this review, it's good. I would recommend it if you like good dramatic thrillers. I think you'll be into it. There's some problems with it, but for a one-time watch, I enjoyed myself. Scale 1 to 10, I'll give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. So yeah, Cop Car, pretty good. Okay, let's get to the ending of this movie. The ending of this movie one of the kids, like I forget the kids' names, but yeah, the kid with the short hair gets shot. He ends up getting shot. Kevin Bacon gets shot. Basically, there's this throwdown. There's a guy in the trunk. He's a bad guy. Him and Kevin Bacon have this showdown. This great lady comes in. She gets shot. Basically, bullets and blood everywhere. And basically, like the lead kid in the movie, his friend gets shot. He's in the car bleeding. He has to drive the cop car through the dark and try to get him to the hospital and try to get some help. And meanwhile, Kevin Bacon's on like that intercom, basically hitting their car. It's like, pull over the car, pull over the car. And I'm like, I get like intense. It's pretty intense, actually. I mean, Kevin Bacon, no word of a lie, hits a cow and I guess dies. I'll assume he dies. They don't tell you, but then, yeah, it's all like, oh, happy ending. He sees the city lights. He's driving through. And the intercom comes on, like, oh my god, do you guys need help? And then he grabs it and goes, yes, we do. And then he drives through with the sirens on, and then it cuts to black, and then the movie ends. Yep. The movie ends with it cutting to black, and you don't know what happens. You don't know if his friend in the back who got shot, you don't know if he lives or dies. You don't know if they get to the city safe, because it's a 10-year-old kid driving a car. He could have easily crashed that car before they got to the fucking city. You don't know if Kevin Bacon's alive. And, yeah, I hated that ending. I know a lot of people are like, oh, we need an ending to spoon-feed you. It's thought-provoking. It leaves it open to interpretation. Like, it's a clever ending. Like, no. No, it is not. I'm going to give you 2 examples of clever endings. Prisoner's ending is clever. Inception's ending is clever. Inception's ending is clever because it literally does leave you open to interpretation. And at least that ending in Inception has a point to it. The point of Inception's ending is it doesn't matter if he's asleep or if he's awake. It doesn't matter. The whole movie, Cobb, the character Cobb says, I want to be with my children. That's all I care about is to be with my children. And he is with his children. He's happy. He doesn't care if he's alive or if he's dead or if he's in a dream. He doesn't care. He's with his children. He is content. He is happy. Story over. Like, it makes sense. Like, the story's over. Even Prisoners. Like, yes, Hugh Jackman blows the whistle. Spoilers. Hugh Jackman blows the whistle at the end. Jake Gyllenhaal hears it. The movie ends. Because in the hospital of that movie, like, Jake Gyllenhaal said to Hugh Jackman's wife, I will find him, and he's probably going to go to jail. At the end of the movie, he finds him, and then it ends. What's going to happen? He's going to go to jail. Like, that is treating the audience like they're smart. Like, we can figure it out. You doesn't need to open it to interpretation because you know it. Just think about it and you know it. This movie doesn't leave it open to interpretation. It just cuts to black. Like, it pulls The Sopranos, but at least The Sopranos, that whole last episode ended people's stories. At least you know it's over. This movie, the ending made no sense. It kind of really pissed me off. I'm like, but didn't leave it open to interpretation. Like, you don't know if Kevin Bacon's alive or dead. You don't know if those 2 kids are going to make it out alive. It just ends. It kind of pulls like a horror movie ending, like with the serial killer just popping out of nowhere and charges at them and it ends. That is such a cheap way to end a movie, and I don't think it's clever or smart. I would have loved to see the movie end with them going to town. You know, the kid gets into an ambulance, and the kid goes in the ambulance with them, and then they see the sirens like go off, and then they drive off. And that's how you end the movie, and you don't know if his friend lives or dies, but you know they learned a lot from the story. They learned not to steal a cop car and everything. And they also maybe could put a little subtle thing, like hinting that the kid's still gonna live, or like hinting the kid's gonna die. Like, give us a hint. Show us hints through visuals. Like, show us. Like, you don't have to just end it. It's like, hey, think for yourself. No, you have to have a good, smart ending. And the ending of this movie wasn't good, and it wasn't smart. I didn't like it. Some people might like it. I didn't like the ending. It kind of annoyed me. So, yeah. That was my little rant about endings and the ending of this movie. This movie actually inspired me to make 2 top 10 lists. I'm gonna be making those videos in the next week or so. It's my top 10 best movie endings and the top 10 worst movie endings. So look forward to I'll be having that video later on this week. And yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me, are you gonna see the movie Cop Car? And if you have, comment below and tell me if you liked it or not. Comment below and let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.